You won't want to miss all the rumors and wild speculation about iPhones, Apple Watches, Spotify, and Bitcoin. Tech News Tonight is next.
This is Twit.
This is Tech News Tonight, episode 482 for Tuesday, December 8th, 2015. This episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. Blue Apron will send you all of the ingredients to cook fresh, delicious meals with simple step-by-step instructions right to your door. See what's on the menu this week and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/twit. That's blueapron.com/twit. Welcome, I am Megan Morrone. Let's get to the tech news. We must be getting near that winter holiday when we celebrate buying stuff, because a lot of today's news is about products. Google's Pixel C is available for purchase today. We talked about the device when it was first announced, but now it's available, and so are the reviews of those who have had a chance to use it in advance of today's release. This new Android tablet starts at $499 for the 32-gigabyte version, and it is another $150 for the Bluetooth keyboard. Google first showed off its Pixel C Android tablet last summer at the Google I/O Developer Conference, so this isn't much of a surprise. The tablet features an aluminum body and an optional keyboard attachment that snaps the tablet to its base magnetically. According to my friend and Android expert Jason Howell, the C in Pixel C stands for convertible. Ars Technica says the Pixel C has a great screen, good battery life, and respectable build quality, but the Android tablet still fails for a productivity device. We've got Apple news today and a few rumors. Let's start with the news. Apple released a $99 smart battery case that nearly doubles the life of the iPhone 6. Reviews are mixed. Some journalists who've had a review unit of the case say it's an ugly design with the battery protruding like an unsightly hump off the backside of your beautiful iPhone. It's been described also as resembling a snake that has yet to digest its latest meal. The Verge says Apple had a reason behind the weirdness. They were working around patents by Mophie, one of the leaders in the battery case market. Okay, but can we agree that the technical aspects of the case are impressive? That is coming from someone who already plunked down the $99 for this case today. Aside from the increase in battery life, you can charge the case and the phone at the same time instead of having to charge it separately with a micro USB cable, as many charging cases work. It's also designed specifically not to limit the signal to your phone. Now, many online were quick to point out the case is an admission that the battery life of the iPhone 6 is a terrible compromise for the phone size. And now to the rumors. 9to5Mac says that Apple is planning a March Watch event to possibly unveil Apple Watch 2 and maybe a 4-inch iPhone 6C. These are just rumors at this point, but Mark Gurman's rumors are rarely wrong. The New York Times is spreading some rumors today, too. A, quote, person briefed on the matter said that Yahoo will not spin off its stake in the Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba. This decision comes after a week of meetings and speculation. An announcement could come as early as tomorrow. And as long as we have stooped to spreading rumors, the Wall Street Journal is quoting sources who say that Spotify will let some musicians release their music only to users on Spotify's paid tier. Now, in the past, an artist like Taylor Swift or Adele had an all-or-nothing choice: release the album to everyone on Spotify or to no one. Taylor Swift and Adele chose the latter option, and they do not seem to be suffering from it at all, which could be why Spotify might cave now. Remember, these are just rumors. Have you heard enough rumors yet? Me too. Let's move on to speculation. Wired's Andy Greenberg says that Bitcoin's creator Satoshi Nakamoto is probably a 44-year-old unknown eccentric Australian genius named Craig Stephen Wright. There have been no shortage of media outlets claiming to have unmasked the creator of the digital currency. And now Wired says that either Wright invented Bitcoin or he is a brilliant hoaxer who very badly wants us to believe that he did. The evidence ranges from anonymous sources to suspicious, now deleted blog posts. The Wired piece outlines the evidence as well as encrypted conversations with Wright, where the possible mastermind behind Bitcoin says, "No secret remains forever." And coming up, Amazon's new a la carte offer for premium channels looks good, but is it? But first, this episode is brought to you by Blue Apron. You need to know how to cook. Not only will you feel like you know your way around the kitchen, but cooking at home means eating healthier and saving money instead of ordering expensive takeout again. But where do you start? Blue Apron has you covered. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers all the fresh ingredients you need to create home-cooked meals. Just follow the easy step-by-step instructions. Each meal can be prepared in 40 minutes or less. No overwhelming trips to the grocery store, no more sad takeout. So no matter what your dietary preference is, Blue Apron will make it a breeze to discover and prepare dishes like white chicken chili with rainbow chard, avocado and tortilla strips, or sweet potato and collard greens hash with biscuits, sunny side up eggs, and molasses butter. You can prepare all this right in your own kitchen at home. Cook with ingredients that you've never used before, such as watermelon radishes, farro, and purple potatoes. Recipes are between 500 and 700 calories per portion. They're delicious and good for you. So right now, you can get your first 2 meals free just by going to blueapron.com/twit. Check out this week's menu and get your first 2 meals free by going to blueapron.com/twit. And we thank Blue Apron for their support of Tech News Tonight. According to a study released yesterday, streaming audio and video now account for 70% of internet traffic in the U.S., so it is a good day to start charging more for that content, and Amazon is right there for you. Today, the company released their Streaming Partners Program, available only to Prime members and for an extra cost. Joining us to talk about this is Jason Abbruzzese, reporter at Mashable. Welcome, Jason.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So tell us how Amazon's new Streaming Partners Program works.
I mean, so basically, if you're a Prime member, you're going to get access to this automatically, and then you can kind of pick and choose amongst all these different partners that they've signed on. There's some cool ones on there. I like Curiosity Stream, which is kind of like nonfiction documentary stuff. There's Tribeca Shortlist, which is like basically just movies, but just good movies in kind of a curated collection. But these are all add-ons. You got to pay a little bit more for them. So it's kind of an easy way to group all of these things together. There's no Netflix or Hulu, at least not yet, and I might be surprised to see any big ones on there. But it is a chance that you see Starz is on there, AMC is on there, Showtime's on there. It is a way for Amazon to provide a little bit more value through Prime and give you kind of like a one-stop shop to organize all those subscriptions.
So is Showtime cost more than, say, one of those Curiosity Stream or one of those other ones that aren't as popular?
Yeah. So they're all different prices based on whatever price point they want to establish. Comedy Central's on there with actually a stand-up offering that's exclusive to Amazon Prime. I think that's like $4 a month. I think Showtime was running closer to $15 because I think they're comparable to HBO. Curiosity Stream, I think, is a little cheaper. So there's a whole range on there, and you can kind of go on and pick and choose, kind of like a little a la carte bundle that you build for yourself. Now, you're not going to get any discounts yet, like a traditional cable bundle, which is you buy a bunch of channels at one price, because they're cheaper altogether. But that has reported, Peter Kafka at Recode reported today that that's something that they're considering and they'd like to do. And I think that's kind of like a natural step here, because if Amazon can start offering some sort of like advantageous bundle instead of buying them all individually, again, they're more value to Prime, more Prime subscribers for Amazon, more people buying stuff on Amazon. That's exactly what they want. Right.
So the digital bundle is kind of the whole Prime collection. There's music, there's streaming video on demand. Now there's outside stuff. So do you think this makes them more of a threat to like YouTube Red or Apple TV or someone else?
I mean, I think Google and YouTube Red are clearly the kind of like the biggest rival for Amazon. So you've got Amazon Prime, you've got YouTube Red. Both of these things are trying to wrap in a lot of different content. Obviously, music's a big one, probably bigger on YouTube than it is on Amazon. Although Amazon's is still pretty robust. Amazon's probably got a little bit of a lead on video, but Google/YouTube is working on deals and talking to people about, let's get some original content, let's get some higher end content on here, so that it's more appealing to offer kind of this one stop instead of having to get a little bit here, get a little bit everywhere. It becomes kind of like a go-to, easy to use bundle.
So I was thinking about this a lot today, and previously all of Amazon's Prime services have essentially been free. I mean, as long as you pay the Prime subscription, you get the free shipping, the Prime movies, the Prime TV, Prime Music, Prime Photos, Kindle Lending Library, free access to some online newspapers. I don't even know what all the rest of the stuff is. Maybe drone delivery. So they slowly inch up the price, the subscription price of Prime, and they say, but look at everything you have. But so much of it is content that you probably don't want. So I can't help but think this is kind of like how cable used to be. Now you have this big, it used to be that you had all of these channels and it's like, oh, you have 300 channels and there's nothing you want to watch. But if you pay extra, you can get HBO or Showtime. So it seems like it just harkens back to the good old days.
Yeah, no, that's a totally fair criticism. And I agree. Like, yeah, Amazon Prime is kind of getting a little bloated. There's a lot of stuff in there. I mean, it's all great. It's all value to it, but I don't really. I'm actually not a Prime subscriber myself, but I could partially because I don't feel like I need the photo storage. I don't really want to use their music service. I use Spotify. But it is interesting to see Amazon here bringing in outside content, because everything you just pointed out is native to Amazon. That's all Amazon products or Amazon content or things that Amazon was able to kind of like get the rights to and put up there. This is the first time they're saying like we're going to go a little bit beyond that and offer you kind of a third party, a separate company's content on this. That's why I think it costs a little extra. Could we see at some point them to convince a company like CuriosityStream like, hey, give us your content for free. We're going to throw it on here, and we'll kick back a little bit of Prime money to you. I think we could see that down the line. But this is kind of like just the first step into Amazon offering kind of this greater bundle that includes things that aren't just Amazon products.
So if I wanted to watch the content from CuriosityStream, can I get it anywhere else?
Yeah, you can go straight to CuriosityStream. And I think that there's a lot of advantage for companies like that have relatively smaller, more particular offerings to being on Prime, because we've seen, so many different, streaming standalone, subscription services come out lately. It's almost impossible to keep up with all of them. It's my job to keep up with all of them. I can't keep up with all of them. But a lot of them are very good and trying to do some cool stuff, and I think do have value. And putting them in this almost kind of like mall-ish type situation in Amazon Prime, where you can shop through and pick out ones and try them. I think that there's a lot of advantage there for the streaming companies. So it's totally understandable why they're interested in getting on this.
It makes sense, but I know you say this is sort of their ideas. Well, this is what they said in the press release. They want to make life easier, so all your content is in one place. But it's not. I mean, if I have Apple TV, then I can't get Amazon unless I, do AirPlay. If I want to watch Aziz Ansari's new show on Netflix, I can't do it here either. So, I mean, I know if I had a Roku, like I could watch Amazon and Netflix and all of these things, but it's not necessarily easier. It's easier to watch all of Amazon's content.
Exactly. I mean, that's just kind of, their standard line of how this is going to make your life better. But yeah, really and truly, I don't think there's too many people who are just like, oh, well, now Amazon has everything I want. Could they get there conceivably? Is that the end goal here? That's an interesting thought. And maybe it is, although it's tough to envision a world where Netflix is willing to kind of like give up anything to Amazon to get onto that platform. But at the same time, I think if you're looking for a relatively limited, span of media, I kind of wrote this when Amazon came out with its music service. Its music service isn't anything terribly special, but also if you're not looking for, the newest music, all these deep catalogs, if you're kind of like a relatively basic needs out of a music service, it can satisfy that. I think that's kind of same thing what we're seeing now with this new streaming add-on.
So I want to talk about Prime a little bit. It seems like they've created this thing. They say it's free shipping. That's how it started, and it's great. We have a couple people in the chat room saying like, I wish it was just free shipping. Like that's all I want. But it seems like they have this overall plan because they have this group of people that have all signed up for this. And they know from research that Amazon Prime members spend twice as much as non-Prime members on Amazon. So now they have this group of people that they know will be willing to spend more money. And so do you think that they'll start just saying like, oh, well, will you buy these channels? Will you buy this Amazon Echo? Like, what will you buy? Just as sort of test cases?
No, I think that's actually a very good way to put it. What else will these people buy? We have people who are clearly willing to spend money on services, willing to spend money on subscription services, which is really kind of the gold standard of business revenue is recurring subscriptions. There's nothing better than that. It is like the easiest, most enjoyable revenue for any company that operates, because it just means you're auto billing a person's card. That money comes in every month. There's nothing better. There's nothing cheaper as a business than getting that kind of revenue. So Amazon's going after that and basically saying like, all right, well, we know that these people will pay for this stuff. Let's max out that average revenue per user, which is a number we always hear about. Like, if you have a user, how much money can you get out of them? Well, if you can get $5 out of them, that's great. If you get $10 out of them, that's a lot better. The more, the merrier. For Amazon here, yeah. If you can start adding on services and finding people who are willing to shell out, another $6 for Tribeca's shortlist, that's just gonna make your your bottom line a little better, and even make your offering more appealing as Prime overall. But I can totally agree with people who would say I wish Prime was just shipping, because I think a lot of people, don't feel the need for all these bells and whistles. But that's also how I think Amazon's going to attract new Prime members.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining us. Jason Abbruzzese is a reporter at Mashable, does great content on media and tech, and also some really interesting political content.
We're trying. I appreciate it.
So, yeah, if you go to Mashable and check out his feed on there, or you can find him on Twitter at Jason Abbruzzese. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Have a good night.
You too. And finally tonight, Windows Central says you can now use your Xbox to try on your clothes. With a Kinect-equipped Xbox One and the Mall shopping app, you never have to leave the house again, although you will probably want to eventually leave the house because otherwise, what's the point of buying clothes? The Mall app lets you choose the garment you fancy and try it on via Microsoft's Kinect motion tracking camera and the Mall's virtual wardrobe technology. Then just click to buy. The Xbox One is just the first stop for the Mall app. If you have an Xbox, you can also purchase items on the Mall through your iPhone or your Android phone. The Mall says they will expand to other smart and connected TV devices in 2016 and 2017. And that is it for this edition of Tech News Tonight. Mike Elgin has decided to move on from Twit to focus on his writing and resume his world travels. I will be eternally grateful for Mike for helping me get up to speed on the tech news. Starting tomorrow, I will also be hosting Tech News Today every weekday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And next year, Jason Howell and I will be hosting a brand new Tech News Today. And if you haven't seen the last of Mike yet, because we have managed to pin him down for our holiday specials, and you will get to see that in the week between Christmas and New Year's. You can subscribe to this show at twit.tv/TN2. You can write to us at tn2@twit.tv. And let me know if you have any suggestions for Jason and me. I can be reached at megan@twit.tv. I am Megan Morrone. Thanks for watching.
Bandwidth for Tech News Tonight is brought to you by CashFly.com.